find out. Back to my channel. See if I'm now live. Oh, I can already hear my computer's fans starting to moan and groan about this. Okay, it looks like I am live, so I'm probably about to get streamception. Oh, I can already hear my computer's fans. Yes, okay.
Yep.
Alright, now I just have to make sure that it auto-posted to Twitter. Oh, which I probably shouldn't do with the stream going, because then anime titty's gonna pop up on my timeline.
That's fine.
Whatever. Let's go to my profile. Doesn't look like it auto-tweeted, I don't think. Okay, in that case, I'll just tweet.
I don't know if you want to post in the Skype and Discord group.
Oh yeah, I should definitely at least post it in the Discord. The Skype I'm not going to try to load because I'm 29,000 messages behind and it'll definitely crash something. But I'll post it in the Discord.
Did you say 29,000?
Yeah, that is what I said. Oh, can you not tag at everyone unless you're a mod? Okay, must be the case.
Yeah, probably not. I don't know.
Yeah, I suppose that would be abusive if you could. Oh, somebody else beat me to it as well. Okay, and I'll just post it in the metagame chat as well. My Twitter's blowing up right now, I think. Probably. Okay, yes, people are retweeting me and such. Alright, so yes, I believe we are just about ready to begin now, I think.
Yeah, I'm just pulling up a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I would say probably what we want to do this time is not to go through every matchup individually, like we usually do, because that takes goddamn forever. And instead just talk about ones that we think need to change.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what we should have done last time. Is just been like, does this need to change now? Does this need to change?
Looks like.
Because I know we've both had a lot of experience at Genesis, because this is pre-Genesis.
Yes, our last list was pre-Genesis. It looks like you might have made a small edit on February 2nd afterwards, but I don't think we actually did any changes.
Oh, I added at the very bottom, I just added the links to the YouTube videos.
Oh, fair enough. Good call.
So I didn't change any content.
Yeah. Okay. So, where do we want to start, I suppose, is the question. I suppose you can start by inserting rows for Bayonetta and Corrin.
That's true.
One of which I'm going to be pretty confident talking about. The other one, I'm going to be mostly talking about things that happen to you, but...
Well, I think I'm pretty confident in talking about Bayonetta, Corrin, but we'll see.
Damn, we actually have a fair amount of viewers already. There's like at least 10 different people in the chat or something.
And for consistency purposes, actually, I'm just...
Hi, Joey! Yeah, we've got a couple of the Nova Scotia locals Number of the Robins, some of the Florida peoples. And yes, the last one took 6 hours. We are not going to be going that late tonight, hopefully.
Oh, no.
This is going to be a much faster session since we're just going to be going over ones that have changed rather than going over everything and just wasting a bunch of time.
Alright, do you want to get rid of the customs category?
Yeah, well...
Because right now it's not formatting correctly.
Yeah, we can pretty much get rid of it. Like, unless there's like a glitch too where somebody runs customs again, customs are gone.
Yeah. I didn't even enter that event.
You didn't enter the customs? You should
have. Me Brawler was illegal. Small.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you could have at least gone to get footage to explain why we put that matchup as send help. To answer a question while Dath is doing some formatting, how much did the jab change in the latest patch change things for Robin? Mixed opinions on that, for the most part. To summarize it, basically what happened was the knockback on Jab 1 and Jab 2 was increased, and the result of that change means that certain characters who would previously be able to land and shield at low percents, such as Fox and a couple other fast fallers, no longer can, because it pulls them far enough off the ground. It also prevents people from air dodging between Jab 2 and Fire Jab most of the time. I've seen it happen like once. However, the side effect of that change is that Wind Jab became less consistent because people get pulled farther off the ground, which means they're closer to the top of Wind Jab, which means it's easier to SDI out quickly. Overall, I would say it was a net improvement to the move, as I think people not falling out of jab and not being able to punish you for jabbing them at low percents is significantly more important overall than
4%.
Yeah, than 4%.
That's pretty much how I feel.
Yeah, it does. I found it does hurt a little bit in matchups where we crutched jab for damage, being specifically like Fox, Sheik, Captain Falcon, because those characters you could win jab for like 20% easy every time.
Right.
And instead we're only getting like, you know, the usual 12, 14-ish. Sometimes we don't get the final slash, but having more consistent fire jab is definitely more important overall. Anything else to add on that?
No, I think you pretty much covered it.
Okay, cool.
In general, I don't like the change because I used to know all the percents at when to jab and how to jab, and now it's just all changed. So it's really annoying. But
yeah, I can understand where you're coming from there. I do slightly miss jump thiefing people with fire jab on a literally constant basis, because they would all try to mash jump.
Right.
But I'll get over it and enjoy the fact that fire jab is consistent now again. So anyway, so do you want to start with the two new characters and just get those out of the way right away?
Yeah, we can do this first.
Okay.
So let's start with Bayo, I guess.
Yeah. Alright, now I'm going to qualify my opinion on things by saying that we have only 2 Bayonettas in my region that are worth talking about at all. One of them is better than the other. The one that is better, however, cannot zero to death. He's way better at the neutral than the other guy, but he can't zero to death properly. And that, I think, is going to skew my opinion some. However, I'm also being a pessimist already, just because of having watched your set against Pink Fresh.
Okay.
Basically, I no longer play this matchup. I have been playing Corrin in this matchup because I do not like it. I do not like it at all. I think Bayonetta's ease of converting off of aerial dive kick and the effectiveness of Witch Time make this matchup really, really stupid dumb.
Yeah, that's a good summation.
I initially did not think it was that bad, but that was before Bayonetta players figured out how to play the neutral game. And one of the biggest problems for Robin in this matchup is that Bayonetta's grounded side B goes under all of our projectiles.
Except the really early arc fire.
Yeah, except the really early arc fire. And not only that, but Bayonetta can also play pretty close to the ground, and it's very, very frustrating to actually try to zone her in neutral, because if she's coming in on you, she's going to be low to the ground, which means it's difficult to stuff her with forward air or back air.
Yeah.
And Nair is basically not really a move against her that much.
No.
Either way, the short summary of why I think this matchup is booty cheeks is it's basically impossible for us to edgeguard her because of the hitboxes on aerial side B and on Witch Twist are nonsensically large. Although we can get strong conversions off of a grab, she is able to bat within out of some of our common strings. She can Witch Time out of Arc Fire if she's in the right spot on it.
Yeah.
And she has a very, very easy time just using Witch Time against our slow startup aerials. Because that was
the biggest problem I noticed.
Yes. That was what I wanted to talk about next, was your sets against Pink Fresh. In the winner's bracket set where you won 2-0, the thing that I noticed was that he was not pressing Witch Time hardly at all, because obviously who knows how to fight against Robin.
There was two things he didn't do in winner's set that he did do in the second set. He didn't press Witch Time, and he didn't press aerial side B.
Yeah.
And then the difference was him 3-0ing me and me 2-0ing him.
Yep. When I watched the second set and I saw how and where he was using Witch Time, I was like, oh no.
Like the one where he caught me between the forward air strings?
Yes.
Which usually work on every character?
Yeah.
I think that was the point in the set where I gave up.
Yeah. After seeing that, I was like, no. This is not a good matchup. She converts so much harder than we do in neutral, and unlike a lot of other characters that can more easily deal with her, we do not have the mobility to play properly around aerial dive kick and bait and punish it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's... I want to call this matchup 4-6, personally.
I think I could agree with that, honestly.
Yeah. I don't think we have much going for us.
What I do like about the matchup is our insane damage building with down throw jab.
Yeah, that's the main thing that we have, is if we can get grab conversions, then we do get a lot of damage out of it.
And then pretty much a kill confirm at 80 with down throw up air.
Pretty much. The problem is, of course, if you fuck up once and get hit by aerial side B in neutral, you probably just die. So it's not fun. I definitely do not think Robin has any advantage.
No.
Yeah. Hashtag 599.
Zero fun. Actually, zero fun.
Yeah.
I've lost to 2 Bayonettas this season so far. randoms, by the way.
That's well.
Yeah. So there's that.
That is hashtag 599 basically. I should probably try to toggle off my Facebook notifications so these aren't popping up on my screen while I am playing. Whatever, I'll worry about it later. Anybody who does message me on Facebook right now is going to get a cameo, I guess. Yeah. Anything else we want to cover on versus Bayonetta right now?
I don't know. Talk for a little bit more. The one thing that I did talk to someone about is that when they watched the videos, there was like a lot of information, but looking at the chart, there wasn't enough.
Okay.
Like we weren't writing enough information.
Gotcha.
So I'm gonna try to do a little bit better with that this time around, and write some more stuff that we're actually talking about.
Yeah.
So talk some more.
I guess I can answer some questions in the chat and whatnot.
Okay.
While this is going on and you're writing in the chart. I see. Like, yes, you can kind of say, okay, you're going to, like... No, you can't just say learn to DI her stuff. She has variants of every single starter that will lead to death regardless of your DI, as long as she knows which way you're going to DI. At best, it's a 50-50. It's not... There is no just easy solution. I guess we can talk about stages.
Yeah, that's good.
Personally, I almost nowhere has it legal, but if you have it legal, Umbra Clock Tower. Get that nice big-ass ceiling. And just stay away from it. It's the most effective counter pick I've found so far. You probably want to avoid Town and City, just because the closer ceiling means you don't have as many chances on the DI to get out of the combo. Yes, Zenodo correctly pointing out in the chat, ban Town and City, which is what I am saying.
As for the neutral stages, I'm pretty comfortable with Battlefield.
I was gonna say, I feel like Battlefield is probably the best we can hope for, primarily because the platform cover interferes with aerial side B.
Yep, that's pretty much it.
Other than that, like, if you can get to Lylat, that's not too bad.
I actually hate that stage. Okay, yes. So if you take Bayonetta there, she can camp the sides with neutral B, and as Robin, it's super annoying to approach if you have to. If you're behind, Lylat sucks.
I suppose, yeah. Also, we have 40 viewers, so this blew up a little bit. Yeah, I would definitely avoid FD, but that kind of goes without saying because Robin's bad on FD. How do you feel about Smashville in the matchup?
Smashville's fine. I was actually talking to someone, and I actually can't remember if they said Smashville was for best stage or worst stage. One of the Bayonettas.
That's a big difference, Dath. It's very important to know whether it's the best or the worst.
Oh well. I don't think there's any like big issues with Smashville. I actually don't think the only stages I think are bad, honestly, like that I wouldn't want to go, are Lylat and Town City. I think every other stage is fine. Like I'm okay with FD against her.
I guess.
Like it's not terrible.
Just a side note for the chat. When I said I would take questions while he's typing that stuff in, I kind of meant like about that matchup specifically to keep it topical. I wasn't planning on jumping around to answer other questions about other matchups until we get there. Duck Hunt. Right. How do you feel about Duck Hunt? Like the stage?
I think Duck Hunt's fine. I think if you're lucky, you want the ducks interrupt one of her combos.
That's a valid point. She might air dive kick a duck, and you get lucky. You'd be like, yes!
That's a win.
Yep. That is definitely a win. So yeah, I guess on the standard 7-stage list, you're looking to go to Battlefield. Secondary pick would be...
Secondary pick, I think, goes to Comfort.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think there's a clear choice on that. Ban Town and City. And honestly, just really try not to get air dive kicked. You don't want that to happen to you. Okay. That about sum things up. Do you have your stuff typed in?
Yep. I don't. Let me put some XP in here. So, any notable Bayonettas?
Mine are not worth listing. No, not
Okay.
yet. No offense, Aaron.
I'll go ahead and put these in there.
Holy shit! Yeah, we got a lot of retweets. That's why.
All right. Ready to move on to Corrin?
Yes. Not only am I secondary in Corrin, but one of our Greninja player in our region who is top 5 and ranges between 2nd and 4th, depending on how recently the PR has been updated, has basically switched almost completely to Corrin. So I have gotten a fair amount of experience in this matchup.
Okay.
Have you had the opportunity to play Rio's Corrin at all?
Yeah, I actually did. We money matched at Come to Papa.
How'd that go?
Corrin. I won both sets. Well, no, alright. I won the best of 5 set, and then he won the best of 3 set when I SD'd. So.
Gotcha. Just to backtrack real quick, just because somebody asked and we haven't started Corrin yet technically. Somebody said, would arc firing the ledge work against Bayonetta? My experience would be yes.
Yeah.
However, if you time it poorly and she gets up and down tilts you, just hold on to your butt. Yeah, okay. So, basically, what I have found in the versus Corrin matchup is that a lot of the ranges that Robin is normally comfortable being at are not good ranges to be in this matchup. And the obvious 2 moves to talk about there are instant pin and forward smash. Because there are a lot of times where Robin is like, okay, I'm going to short hop forward air backwards and then I'll be safe because you're too far away from me. Or, okay, I'm going to do this dash back pivot arc fire and I'll be fine. And then you just get forward smashed. And it's like, uh-oh. I think in terms of conversions, it's fairly even. Just in terms of
damage tracking.
Yeah. Corrin does have some very strong strings, especially at early percents. However, a lot of them revolve around catching an air dodge, or catching you without a jump. Somebody in the chat pointed out that Dragon Fang Shot, which I'm hereby going to abbreviate as DFS, stops all of Robin's projectiles. Although that is true, except for Thoron, mind you.
Right.
Although that is true, I would say that's more of a benefit than a deficit for us. Because I think it would be worse if fully charged DFS could go through like an arc fire that's on the ground or something.
You want me to give my quick synopsis?
Yeah, go ahead.
So as you know, we categorize different matchups based on what thunder you should use. At least I do. This is 100% a full-on matchup. You never stay in that sweet spot distance for Dragon Lunge or Forward Smash. That's no longer a safe place to be. Your safe place is now 1 mile away from Corrin. Anytime she presses a button, you go on. And that's it. And if she tries to jump towards you or come quite close to you, then you forward air. And that's how you play this matchup. It's a very, very keep away matchup.
I agree with that assessment. However, I think that's very, very problematic for us specifically, because I think we receive the dick immensely when you are when it comes to the edgeguard situation. Corrin can do some very, very gross stuff to Robin when it comes to edgeguards. We have no real means of defense to a well-timed forward smash that is hitting the ledge and can get two-framed by it. I don't know how much Ryo does it, but does he run off the stage and then pin back towards it? Yeah. That's rude to Robin. We don't really have anything we can do about that.
I mean, I think that's like the two things you just mentioned were mostly works on everyone.
Yeah, but I mean,
like a ridiculous recovery like Pikachu or something.
I feel like a lot of characters have some counterplay at least, whereas I feel Robin doesn't really have any. I don't know.
I feel like it's a personal type of thing. Once you see it, especially if they do it late, you can beat them into like doing whatever option they pick. And if they do it like really early, then you can wait it out.
Yeah.
At least that's my experience.
Where I was kind of going with that is Corrin has a bunch of stuff on us, and I don't really think we have very much on Corrin on the edge guarding aspect of things. Elwind is basically useless because you can't hit Corrin through the startup invincibility or the travel hitboxes on Dragon's Ascent.
You, sir, forgot about the new tech.
The down air tech? Yeah, I know.
Down air is amazing in this matchup.
I don't think it's easy to hit the down air, though.
I feel like it's super easy. Okay, we were playing, actually a glitch. We were playing doubles against Smash God, I think. I think that's what his name is. He was playing Corrin. In the middle of the set, I saw that he had to recover, and I was like, back off. Like I told True Blue my partner, back off, I got this. Literally sniped his recovery like with down air. It's very easy to hit at the right angle. Like if they have to do a sideways one, like if they don't have to go straight up, super easy to hit.
Although I agree with you, it basically relies specifically on them having to recover from a certain position,
right?
Which I don't think is reliable enough to consider like, oh, you just do X.
Right, and it's like I feel like that's the same way when Corrin tries to edge guard Robin.
Okay, that's fair, I suppose. Part of the problem I have when Corrin is edge guarding Robin is that unlike other characters who we can usually challenge with forward air, we can't challenge air pin with forward air. Like we just get hit. So you kind of have to recover purely defensively rather than actually being able to defend yourself.
Yeah.
I don't know. Basically, I feel like this matchup constantly puts me in positions that I don't want to be in. And it forces you to play it very, very differently than the normal core game plan.
Oh yeah, it's very different from a normal game.
That said, although I've said a bunch of negative shit, I don't think it's super bad. If I was going to put a number on it, I would put 45-55 in Corrin's favor.
I feel like it's actually the opposite, that it's 55-45 Robin's favor.
I can't see us winning at all, honestly.
I mean, like, do you play it as a Thoron matchup?
I have, like, after I talked to you about this, I tried playing it as a Thoron matchup, and I did not find it very successful, honestly. But that said, it is hard to come to a consensus on the matchup because the character's still kind of...
Yeah, the character's still very new.
Yeah.
So...
I don't know. Maybe we compromise and put it at even for now?
Yeah, we could do that. Let's see. I'm gonna put it as a question mark, but put 50 in parentheses.
Gotcha. Like, personally, I gave it like 2 or 3 sets of trying it and got annoyed enough with it that I now just Corrin Ditto or Corrin player or play Cloud. So.
No, I'm completely comfortable in this matchup. Yeah, and I played Rio in 2 money matches, and I could have won both, but I SD'd the second time. I think when even he said that he thinks that was in Robin's favor.
Really?
Yeah, he said he would much rather play Ike.
That's surprising.
he said like he didn't feel like he can convert enough when he got in. Like getting in was hard enough for him that when he got in, he wasn't getting enough reward.
See, I find that weird because I didn't have, like, I've played the matchup from the reverse side against some other Robin players, and I didn't feel like I had too much difficulty getting in because Corrin's dash to shield is extremely good. It's, like, I'm pretty sure it's tied for fastest in the cast with Sheik at 7 frames.
Yeah, no, it's really fast.
Also, the Corrin player in question that I was mentioning is in the chat and said he doesn't feel it's in Robin's favor either.
Interesting.
So we've got 2 exactly opposite scenarios here, where you played it with Rio and both of you think it's Robin's favor, and I played it with my Corrin and we both think it's Corrin's favor. So clearly the solution is for my Corrin to play your Robin at some point.
Yeah. Actually, you'll be down here for your CEO.
Yes.
So you can play Rio with Robin.
Yeah.
And then if he beats you, you're still gonna be like, yeah, it's right.
Yeah, I've got the option select. If I win, I'm just like, yeah, I won, but it's still bad. If I lose, it's like, I lost because it's bad. Either way, I don't like it. I don't like the matchup. But there's definitely a lot more room to explore. It's significantly less clear-cut than Bayonetta, where it's just like, oh, you get 0 to death.
Right. I can agree with that.
So that'll definitely be something that we can see more of once there's more interactions between Corrin players and Robin players.
Right.
Because neither character is exactly seen a whole lot at the national level so far. No, he's not down here. Okay. Okay.
Alright, while I write stuff.
So talking about stages for this matchup. Obviously, you want as much room as possible, pretty much. I would avoid Smashville in this matchup because Corrin loves Smashville. Because you can do all kinds of fun pin shenanigans with the Smashville platform. There's not a whole lot of room to move around. Corrin can basically reach you with forward smash anywhere on the stage from center stage. Joey, Corrin can counter Thoron because it will leave her invulnerable long enough. But the thing is, you're not shooting Thoron as a neutral tool. You're shooting it as a punish tool.
Right.
You are waiting until Corrin presses a button and then going, okay, you get Thoron for your error. So it's like that. That's not when you're using it. Yeah, stage-wise, I don't like Smashville in the matchup. I don't like Duck Hunt because I feel the walls benefit Corrin a lot. The way those work.
Mm-hmm.
Battlefield and Dreamland, I feel like are pretty even for both characters. Both characters get a lot out of the platforms. I would counterpick Corrin to Lylat because
I'm sure Corrin's gonna ban it.
Yeah, well,
Most
yeah,
likely, though.
Corrin is absolutely going to ban Lylat, but if they don't take Corrin to Lylat because it interferes with instant things significantly. So, knowing that Lylat is almost certainly going to be banned, your best counter pick is almost certainly Town and City. Primarily because it's the largest reasonable stage while also not being Final Destination. Though I don't think Final Destination is particularly bad in this matchup.
No, I don't think so.
I still wouldn't counterpick it, but I don't think it's horrible. Otherwise, I would say you probably want Battlefield. So, in order, summary would be Lylat, Town and City, Battlefield. That sound about right to you?
Yeah, I'd agree with that 100%.
You finished writing?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. I am willing to list our Corrin player for experience on this one. So his tag would be Vapor.
You can go ahead and put that in.
Okay. And I suppose I'll also add Raz playing as Corrin versus Robin. Okay. Anything else to talk about for Corrin?
I don't think so.
Like, once you actually land a hit, the matchup's pretty standard. It's just the neutral game has to be played so differently than most other matchups.
Right. I completely agree that it's a very wait around neutral, I feel.
Yeah. Okay. In that case, what we can do next is start moving. Start talking about other matchups then that we think need to be moved.
Okay. I'm gonna start with Bowser.
Okay.
I think that should be moved up to 65.
Okay.
That matchup's super free. We just got a Bowser in our region who's starting to like take names and do stuff, and like that is the freest set for me when I run into him. Like he'll go and beat or like go really close with like our PR / almost PR people, and then like I 3-0 him or 6-0 him 3, like winners finals, grand finals. It's laughable. If Bowser's on the ledge, you literally just spam Mark Fire.
Yeah.
And he cannot do anything.
Yep.
And you can, if he has to like up B from a far distance, down air straight up beats that.
Yeah.
Like super hard. So, like the only thing that's kind of scary is neutral, but even then you have a sword.
Yeah, pretty much.
So,
I honestly don't think there's much difficult about it, so I have no problem moving that to 65.
okay.
However, I'm then going to move to one of the other big characters and say that I think we should move Charizard down to 60.
Alright.
The primary reason is I think he has, in addition to all the recent frame data buffs and shit that he got, I think his dash speed gives him a much, well, not much easier, but an easier time in the neutral than the likes of Bowser, who we're now putting at 65, and Ganondorf. Like, I think there's a noticeable difference, and I think he's closer to Donkey Kong's difficulty level, who we have at 60.
Yeah, but like Donkey Kong can like grab you 3 times and then you're dead. Does Charizard have that? I honestly don't know. I haven't played a Charizard in years.
If he spaces it properly, he can down smash our recovery before we ledge snap, which is, although difficult to do, incredibly terrifying. And Generally, I just think I just don't feel like it's a 65, honestly.
Okay. I mean, if you feel well.
I still think it's like a pretty strong matchup, and like the general theory is still just camp with Arc Thunder. But I don't think it's quite as simple as Ganondorf or Bowser.
Okay. All right. I mean, like, have you played a Bowser recently or a Charizard recently that's made you change your mind?
Yeah, it was shit. I can't remember what his actual tag is, but his Twitter handle is like Rayshawn Ledet or something. And although the matches were a little bit laggy, which made it a little more difficult, he definitely showed me some stuff that Charizard can do in the matchup that I hadn't considered before.
Okay.
One of the other things is that I found his dash attack is actually significantly better at zone breaking us than I initially gave it credit for. In combination with his dash speed. Yeah, he definitely showed me some stuff that made me feel like it's not as free as we had it listed.
Alright, so I'll just include a decent dash speed plus dash attack.
Yeah.
Gives him
Yeah, his ground game is not too bad, and his he actually does surprisingly well at trapping our landing with up smash. Especially with the hitbox buffs that up smash receive. So I would note that as well.
Right.
To answer the question in the chat, what makes his dash attack better? It's the immediate disjoint on it, and it also puts us in a really crappy position. It puts you like just above and in front of him, which is not where you want to be, because you then have to deal with the forward air up smash mix up, basically. Like it's still an advantaged matchup, and you still win by basically just by playing super lame, but it's not quite that free.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't feel the need to go over everything else specifically in the matchup. Like, we don't really need to talk about stages for Bowser, Charizard.
Yeah.
Do you have another one you want to move to?
I'm just looking through it now. I think Cloud is pretty much the same.
Yeah. Add the Oh, wait, yes, I can add our Cloud player as experience now, because I play him on a literally constant basis. And he's currently number 2 in the region, I think. I can't remember what it is at the moment. Either way, he's taken sets off me a few times.
Alright. I don't think I have like a consistent Cloud player that's...
Is Carl not playing Cloud much now?
He does, but I don't really consider it. Now I'm going on record saying this. I beat his Cloud in a Ditto, and my Cloud's garbage.
Okay, fair enough. Shots fired. Yeah. Cloud is really hard, but I don't think it's hard enough for me to want to move it from the number we have. It's just difficult.
Okay.
For Duck Hunt, add the Duck Hunt that you played at Glitch. I can't remember his tag.
Alright.
That was so funny for me to watch because it was so clear that neither of you had no idea what you were doing. Or neither of you had any idea what you were doing.
Game 1, I was like, oh, this is a character. Hold on a second.
Yes, Dandy Penguin was the tag. Thank you, chat.
Dandy Penguin.
Also, True Blue's in the chat and says, fuck you, Dath.
Very good. He can't deny that I beat his Cloud in a Ditto, though.
So, we had a request in the chat as well to talk about Falco. I have no Falco experience. Have you gotten anything that would add to our, to what we have listed? Because all I have had is I played Mav at Big House, and we already have that in there, and I haven't gotten anything since.
Oh. Okay, so I played a Falco actually just recently. We had a tournament last Saturday. He took out DJ Jack in winners. So he's a competent Falco. He definitely knows what he's doing. It's just that matchup's super free for us still, and I still think that. Like it's Fox, but like 10 times easier.
Yeah,
because he
his ground speed is so much worse, which just makes it so much easier.
It's like he gets hit by everything Fox does, and then doesn't get half the reward.
Yeah, he doesn't have Fox's up tilt. He doesn't have Fox's dash speed. He doesn't have Fox's up smash.
He's got like some cool throw combos, I guess, that do some damage.
Yeah.
And then back air is really cool, but I don't see it. Like, you combo him for super free. His recovery is much worse. Stuff like that.
Yeah, that all sounds about right to me. Sorry we couldn't really add more to that, Joey, since you had asked, but...
If there's something specific that he wanted to know about?
No, he just said, can you all talk about Falco at some point? Yeah, I don't really have anything else to add there, honestly. It's just worse Fox.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see, what else do we have? Let's see. Have you played a Jigglypuff that matters yet?
No.
Neither have I.
I played one in tournament like 2 weeks ago, and I just footstooled them to death. I was like, this character's garbage.
Sounds about right.
Ike.
I don't really... I haven't had any additional Ike experience, so if you've played Ryo again in that matchup, then this is all you to talk. So. Yeah,
okay, so including that I played him in a money match with Corrin, I played him in one money match with Ike, and then actually we played in tournament when he played Ike. The general idea is Robin's trying to space out, usually Arc Thunder or Elf Thunder, the swords, and Ike tries to get in. When Ike gets in, he does lots of damage.
Yeah.
Like ridiculous amounts, and it hurts. Just to put it basically, his recovery is good enough where it's not super easy to gimp. I have yet to find like a consistent way to like hit him.
Have you tried the new tech?
I have tried the new tech.
Okay.
Like you can new tech him, but only if he has to up B from like a certain angle, and
okay,
like 8 times out of 10, like his side being to recover.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
And then like when he's edge guarding you, it's not that bad. Like he's gonna try to do a like jumping eruption, which you can try to shoot a thunder at, and sometimes you'll be okay. Otherwise, it's like super on point for him to hit the 2-frame with it. So, you know, like good to him. Yeah. The major problems that I see is towards like 70-80%. Like we'll start coming in and doing, I think it's down throw forward air or down throw up air, which works on Robin for the longest amount of time. I don't know why. And like, I just remember looking at Ryu and be like, that still works? And he's like, yeah, I guess. So Robin's like at the perfect weight or whatever for that to work for the longest time. And so every time he does that, you're off stage. And then you have to recover.
Which means you have to deal with eruption.
So you have another chance to die to eruption. And if that doesn't work, then you have to get back on ledge, which is super difficult against Ike because he has a sword.
Yep.
So like even the neutral is like all about spacing and stuff. And he has a sword, so and like his frame data is not that bad. Like it's probably actually, it could be better than ours. I don't even know. I'd have to look that up. But his frame data is good enough, and his sword is big enough where we're almost on equal with the like frame data and neutral. So, like, if he catches you off guard from a like misplaced projectile, you take a lot of damage from that. So I like after playing with him that much and like playing him in tournament, I would move this down to 45 X or 45-55 X favor.
I can honestly see it. Yeah. Like, that was one of the ones that was brought up previously as being something that we probably didn't have enough experience with. And given that you've now gotten more experience, I have no problem with moving that, especially since you've played basically the Ike.
Yeah. Before I had played him in like, you know, a set, and I was like just basing all of my knowledge off that set and then randoms.
Yeah.
So I think with all this experience now that I can pretty confirm say that it's probably slightly like favor.
Yeah, sounds about right.
All right. Go ahead and switch that.
Yeah, you update that. I'm going to use the bathroom real quick.
All right. I'll type random stuff. I guess if anyone has questions in the chat, I can kind of talk about it.
And we're back. Okay. So clicking back into the chat to see if we have any questions about this. Doesn't look like it. One of the questions we have is, Dath, what kind of ramen is your hair made of?
Ramen noodles. Funny thing is, I don't actually eat ramen, and I hate noodles.
Okay.
It's a fun fact.
A fun Dath trivia. We had a question about the Diddy matchup in the chat, but nothing has changed with the Diddy matchup, so we're probably not going to go over that one again.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to say go look at the other videos. Diddy's not fun. What is the best thing to follow up a close-ranged Arc Thunder with? That depends on their percent. If they actually got hit by it and they're in death percent to a smash attack, just forward smash them. If they are not at death percent to a smash, but you can checkmate them and kill them, then obviously do that. Otherwise, I guess you're just looking at, like, if you're at super low percents, like Arc Thunder Double Fair maybe, or if you are at high percent and they're at low percent, Arc Thunder Nos. Like, the world is open to you. It just depends on the situation, honestly. There's no one answer for that. We will get. I guess I can briefly talk a moment about Marth while Dath is talking about Ike, or writing about Ike rather.
Okay.
Yeah, Marth, I believe we have it 50-50 right now, and I don't think we were going to change that. Yeah, it's basically just a sword fight. Try not to lose your double jump and get back air to shitload. It's honestly one of the most even matchups Marth has, or Robin has, I think. Like, there's a lot of counterplay on both sides. You can contest Marth pretty well with jab in most scenarios. both characters have strong edge guards on each other, you can get basically free damage with Elwind with no risk whatsoever. Yeah. Not too much else to say there, really.
Yeah. It's the only I don't think like Marth has that good of damage building combos. If he did, it would be worse for Robin.
Yeah, I think you're right. Okay, you done typing about Ike?
Yep.
Okay, so we haven't played a Jigglypuff that matters.
Ooh. Alright, I want to talk about Little Mac for a little bit.
Okay.
Alright, so I played Soul for a while, at our last regional or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to talk about the matchup with him. And also Static Manny was there, and like all three of us kind of talked about the matchup. This matchup is very, very weird. So the first thing that you should know is, or that I feel, is that stage choices are included in matchups when you're playing a set.
Yeah, obviously.
So in a best of 3 against Little Mac, your 2 stage choices that you want to go for your counter pick are Smashville or Duck Hunt. You just go to whichever one that he bans, or he doesn't ban.
Yeah.
You should never, ever lose that stage, ever. If you lose that stage, then you deserve to lose the set.
Yeah.
You essentially outcamp him and like just never do anything when you're in the lead. And if you aren't in the lead, you retreat, you get Arc Thunder, and then you come at him.
Yeah.
Retreat, get Arc Thunder, come at him until you get that lead. And because of that, I can't see this matchup being like. I can't see it being 55-45 anymore. Like, it's gotta be 6-4 at least.
You think so?
Yeah.
Have you, did you get around to testing out that strategy that we theory crafted where you deliberately break the Levin sword and use it to fuck with them?
Yeah. It works really well on Duck Hunt, obviously.
Yeah.
And Smashville. What I wanted to super try it on was, like, in more neutral stages that you're likely to play, like Battlefield, Town City.
Yeah.
But I didn't get a chance, unfortunately.
Okay.
So yeah, like that's also a consideration, is just like breaking your Levin sword intentionally and just like camping with it, throwing at him, or also perfecting the 1 Elwind from like drop down platform, 1 Elwind land on platform.
Yeah.
If like that would be another thing that I would need to lab for this matchup. But right now I don't consider it completely necessary because I still think this matchup is easy without it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but essentially you have 2 games. Like, so Little Mac has to win on the 2, I'm going to call them neutral stages, even though technically one of them is his counter pick. And you only have to win 1 of those. That's why, like, based just on that, like, if you have a condition for playing this game and like you only have to win 1 match when your opponent has to win 2, that's right there is unfair. So
yeah. So I suppose the question then becomes if you're talking about the matchup over the course of a set or in a vacuum for a single game.
Right. And I think everything should be talked over in the set.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable, especially since it would be consistent with the fact that we've been talking about counterpick stages for matchups and all that. So we've made the set of assumptions that people are going to be playing the character for all of the games of the set. Because otherwise there's no point in saying, oh, you counterpick Bayonetta to Battlefield, but then they go somebody who's really good on Battlefield. No, we don't make those assumptions.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think you are reasonable to discuss the set format there. And I have not had any additional Little Mac experience since we last talked, so this is basically entirely your number.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and move this up. I think when I talked with Soul, I couldn't get him to agree to 6-4, but he did agree to 55.
Mm-hmm.
Robin's favor. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe next time I'll make him agree to 6-4.
Fair enough. Let's see.
I'm gonna throw just some extra stuff about
Yeah, add your notes in there. I'll take some more questions if people have them. Still 39 viewers, not bad. Gonna have a bit of dead air here just because of the stream delay, and eventually we'll get a question, I'm sure. Has the Meta Knight matchup changed?
Yep, we'll get to that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't have one around here, so that's going to be you again. So, but yeah, we'll get to that one. We won't talk about that just yet. Cloud, the ratio that we have for Cloud, Justin, is 45-55 in Cloud's favor. I think it could possibly be like 42.5, or if you wanted to put it like that. But I don't think it's quite that bad.
Yeah, I could see it moving down, but it's not terrible.
Yeah. You just have to play weird because you have to play completely bipolar and approach him when he doesn't have limit, and then camp him when he does. But Robin can convert hard enough and edgeguard hard enough that it's not that difficult. Like there's always that oops you lost factor against Cloud where you can just like nair him at 40 and he dies. Just like oops. Sorry, Cloud.
My favorite part about that matchup is when you Elwind to like recover, and then like the second one accidentally clips him,
and then he just dies. Yeah. To answer a question in chat, how free is Peach? Peach is 6-4 free, I think, is what we have right now.
Yeah.
Peach is free, still free. Probably never going to not be free. That matchup is like the most core.
It's like the fundamentally bad matchup.
Yeah. Apparently Justin is playing Seabrix Cloud right now with Robin.
Alright, I'm done writing, so if you want to move on.
Yeah, we'll move on. Where were we? We were just looking at Little Mac.
Little Mac. Have you played a Lucas?
No. So that remains a question mark. I feel like I want to move Luigi down a little bit.
I'm okay with moving it down to 55.
Yeah. Like, it goes so well in the neutral, and then you get Cyclone Gimped, and I just want to throw my controller. Like...
But, like, that happens to every character.
Yeah, but it's really easy against Robin. Because if we have to Elwind, we die.
Yeah.
Joey, you missed the Marth discussion. We already talked about Marth. It's even. You both do things. You both edgeguard. Yeah. You'll have to go back and watch it again. I'm not going to go back over it. Yeah, fuck Cyclone. I hate that move so much. I don't think we really need to change the description we have. I don't think the matchup is different. It's just it's so frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I play it enough against Zhao online, who is a Toronto Luigi and is the one who taught me to play Smash. And it's like, yeah, I'm winning. It's Cyclone. Oh.
Yeah, I don't have a consistent Luigi to play against anymore. So
I certainly don't feel it's like Josh's trauma levels of like, dear God, send help, I'm playing Trauma Center on the hardest difficulty. But it's I don't think it's 57.5, and so we'll move that down.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know why I have Nick's Luigi listed here and not Colin's. I'm definitely changing that. Nick's Luigi's a buster. Oh, what the hell? There we go. Now.
How did I delete?
We did have a question in the chat if we still think Mario is 45-55. I really don't like the matchup. I feel like it's 4-6. I no longer play it with Robin. I play Corrin instead.
Mario. The thing is, I haven't played. Yeah, I haven't played a decent Mario in so long.
Like, I feel like if either of us played Ally, we would just get our shit pushed in. Like
that would. Alright, so I'll make that a goal to decide decisively on the Mario matchup at CEO.
Okay.
And I'll try to, and I mean, like, you can too, I guess.
Yeah.
If you want. And I'll try to money match Ally.
Yeah.
See if I can get.
It's probably going to be better for you to do it because I really, really hate that matchup, and I think I've got a bit of a mental block with it. But
okay.
So I'd like to see what you can apply on it.
It's all about the new tech, really.
Yeah. Yeah. So I've heard. But yeah, we'll make a point to try to update that one for the next update.
Yeah.
For right now, we'll leave it as it is.
Alright.
I guess we're at Meta Knight now?
Meta Knight? Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I don't have Meta Knight experience, so this is all you.
So, as I was, like, playing this matchup more and more after our last update, like, I was realizing it was worse and worse and worse and worse as I kept playing it, and, like, as the Meta Knights in our region understood how to play against Robin better.
Mm-hmm.
The neutral it's very different from every other neutral, where you can no longer, like, short hop forward air, and you can no longer arc fire. You can that's a lot of neutrals anyway. But, like, even throwing out jab, like jab 1 to, like, intercept something is super scary because you can get hit for it. What you're supposed to do in this matchup is down tilt. Like, you down tilt, like, a few times, like once or twice, after, like, shooting an L Thunder to see if they're going to come in, and if they don't come in, then you have to move. You have to start moving, because roll behind from Meta Knight is busted against Robin.
Yeah, I can see it.
Edge guarding sucks. Like, as you would expect. Meta Knight kind of just, like, flies towards you and presses a button. If you have to L-win, like, you're gonna probably get hit. But if you have your double jump, you're completely fine. Just throw out your sword.
Yeah.
There's got to be a consistent way to do it, but I accidentally up B spiked Zabrik like 3 times in a row in one set. Like when he was up Bing.
Oh my.
So, like, there's got to be a consistent way to do it. I just haven't labbed it, and it's not even important anymore because he doesn't play the character anymore.
I was going to say, how much do you feel the nerfs affected the matchup? Because obviously you're talking about after we did the last update, but presumably before the Meta Knight nerf.
Right, exactly. So, as before, I would have changed this to, like, 6-4. But after the nerf, I would put it as even.
Okay, so so we were going to move it to worse, and then Meta Knight got nerfed, so now it's back to even.
Yeah. It could be 55, actually. I could see it as 55.
55 our favor or his favor?
55 our favor. Okay. I would definitely not move it down, like, to 45 his favor. But I can see either even or 55 our favor.
Okay, I would say keep it with the even in that case.
Okay. Yeah. So, Meta Knight roll behind is busted. I'm just writing stuff right now.
So I guess talking about well, actually, I'll quickly address a question in the chat. Did the nerfs on Corrin change much? No, almost nothing. the movement speed nerf was negligible. The Nair and forward air damage reductions were actually buffs overall. Up air kills a tiny bit later, and neutral B doesn't stun as long. Other than that, Corrin's basically the same. So yeah, it changed almost nothing. But yeah, what was I just looking at? Oh yeah, right. Stages against Meta Knight. What are your opinions there?
Stages, like even Town City is fine, because you're not gonna get upbeat much anymore.
Yeah.
I would ban FD, standard stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, sounds about right. So just ban
Pretty much
FD,
everything.
pick Town City, pick Battlefield, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like ban FD and then comfort.
Sounds about right. What should Robin abuse in the Meta Knight matchup? You abuse the fact that A, he dies to checkmate at like 85. You abuse the fact that if you get Arc Thunder, he then has to take to the air, and he doesn't like doing that because his airspeed sucks. You sit by the ledge so that he can't dash attack past you. Am I missing anything else that you need to abuse?
Not really. You pretty much covered it. Like, it sucks though because Meta Knight can get behind Robin even if she's on the ledge because he's got like a smaller frame or whatever. I don't know how that thing looks. So like he can still cross you up, and especially with rolls. So like if he rolls behind you, you have to like either jump out or roll away. Like you can't try to roll behind him again.
Yeah. You done updating that?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so let's get to the big one that people have been asking us to talk about, which is Mewtwo.
Oh, okay.
So obviously, you played Void in the low tier tournament. Haha, low tier. At Glitch, and then Abadongo went and won Pound.
Right.
After Mewtwo got additional buffs. Mewtwo hadn't gotten the dash speed buff when you played Void, right?
Right.
Okay. So I think we can probably just put it on the table that we're gonna say that Robin loses this matchup, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was me going into it.
Yeah. I don't have much experience with it yet. One of our players, Croy, our Duck Hunt player, is starting to pick him up, but he hasn't yet debuted him against me in tournament. So I don't have enough experience with Robin versus Mewtwo specifically to actually talk about it.
Okay.
So I'm interested in what you feel about it from having played Void on the pre-buff version.
Yeah. Pre-buff, this was actually probably it was either 45 or 50 pre-buff. Mewtwo like has forward air, and that like it's really fast and it's pretty big. So like when you're trying to like combat him in the air, he actually has a move to contest you with, unlike most characters. Dash attack is kind of stupid for no reason.
Yep. Yeah, I noticed that watching you play him.
So like it's hard to land, and up tilt's pretty big, so it's also really hard to land. And up air is also pretty big.
Up smash is also stupid good too.
Up smash is really good for like sliding up smash to catch a landing. It's something that Robin struggles with, as we all know.
Yeah.
Shadow Ball, super difficult for Robin to deal with.
Yep.
Because it eats all the small thunders and like will trade with Doran, which essentially means it wins because it does more damage.
Yep, because it does 26 or whatever it is fully charged.
Yeah. And he has a reflector. So it's like all the things that Robin doesn't like. His recovery's like good enough where we can't abuse it at all. The only thing that we really have on him is that he dies early to checkmate.
I was gonna say he dies at like 80.
And it's like, even though he's got like a big frame, because he's like his weight property or something weird about him, like he actually falls out of our like forward or upper string at low percent, so he doesn't get hit by that. So like you think you would be able to combo him easily, but it doesn't work as well as you would hope. The wind jab nerf doesn't help because that used to be really good, and his air dodge doesn't help because it's harder to frame trap him.
Yeah, definitely. So if you were gonna put a number on it now, considering the additional buffs he's received.
Let me actually go look at exactly what he got.
Yeah, I'll pull that up. You get it actually. Never mind.
Yeah. Let's see.
Concerning the Mewtwo matchup, has ledge cancels posed a problem to you yet? I'm not sure exactly what you mean. Do you mean that business where he jumps off the ledge with... what moves did he uses to cancel that and then lands right away? Can't remember how he does that.
I think they're trying to talk about like up B past like a battlefield ledge, cancel in there.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Yeah, like I said, I haven't played the matchup against anybody really yet. So I guess that would be yours to answer.
I don't think it's a huge problem. I mean, like, the mobility helps him, but like, if you see him up B above the stage and there's a platform nearby, it's like, I wonder where he's gonna go, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think all the ledge cancels that I've seen, like that I've played against at least, have been pretty obvious. It could catch you off guard if you're not sure what you need to look for. But if you've seen it before, I think it's not a big deal. Alright, so he got a weight buff, a run speed buff, less lag on up air, and a bigger nair. I don't think that's enough to change it. It's hard to say.
I think the I think the run speed buff is definitely the biggest out of all of those, because it was not an insignificant run speed buff. Like, he runs as fast as Sheik does now.
Yeah. It's hard to say exactly, but because I was between 45-50 before, I would definitely put it at 45 now.
Uh-huh.
And then it would be like a maybe 40. That's my view, at least.
Yeah, so I'd say we probably put it at 45 then.
Okay.
Or like 47 or 42.5 or something.
Yeah, we can do a 42.5. I'm cool with
that. You should probably note that he is no longer slow. Yeah, that note definitely needs updating. You guys are gonna have to deal with it. We're putting it at 42. Just deal.
It's complaining. I'm gonna write some notes or stuff. So if you want to like take questions about me too or whatever.
Okay. Yeah. So one of the comments was lots of these matchups feel worse now, and to an extent, it's like kind of sorta. Part of it is some of those characters getting buffed. Mewtwo is obviously the big example where it's like, oh, that character used to be bad. That character is no longer bad. So obviously that changes things significantly. Part of it is us getting more experience with certain matchups, and being able to, like, on the initial versions of the chart, a lot of the time we did. Like, if we didn't know something that well from experience, we would take what experience we had and extrapolate with theory, and we usually took a positive outlook on matchups when we did that. So it's now that we have more experience, we're able to say, okay, some of this stuff worked, some of it didn't. Here's now what it seems like. That said, there are going to be a couple other matchups that are actually going to improve for Robin. Obviously, we think Mac improved a little bit. We moved Bowser by 5 points. What else did we move? I don't think we moved anything else, actually, for the moment. But there will be others that we'll be talking about that I know, at least I personally want to move a little bit. Yeah. Not too much else to say, really, there.
Yeah.
Justin said, I love listening to the Mewtwo talk. He, quotes, he has every single thing Robin doesn't like, 45-55, whereas the Zero Suits talk about Cloud and go, Cloud has up air, 45-55. Cloud's up air is so good. It was so dumb. I've been playing a fair amount of Cloud lately. I've been basically playing all 3 characters in equal parts lately.
Oh.
And I've been getting a lot of mileage out of all of them, honestly. I'm just playing whichever sword is best for the matchup at the time at this point.
Yeah, so you just pick a sword?
Pretty much, yeah. I'm like, do I want the electric lightning sword? Do I want the chainsaw sword? Or do I want the first fusion sword? You know.
Like you're at like an arena, and like right before you walk in, they're like, choose your weapon, and you just like kind of pick one.
Pretty much, yeah. She's like, which sword do I want today? Sometimes it's by matchup, sometimes it's by mood. Sometimes it's just like, oh, I'm not feeling it with Robin right now. I guess I'll just try Cloud and Belligerence Blast somebody.
Alright. I'm done writing, so.
Okay.
Fun.
Alright, somebody suggested maybe we talk about normal size Brawler, but let's be honest with ourselves. Normal size Brawler isn't a character. Like,
yeah. No, I don't even know what that character does anyway, so if you're to talk about that, I don't have any input.
Yeah, no one plays normal size Brawler because normal size Brawler is a product of me mains being oppressed. Hashtag free the memes. That is my opinion on that subject.
You think Meat should have customs available to him, but in mid?
I think they should have moveset. Realistically, I feel like Small Me, although is really dumb, is not dumber than like other stuff that we allow. So I personally allow Miis around here with any size and move combination.
And you still don't get small brawlers?
No, we have one, but he's Buster. So, like, it's like sometimes he does stuff, and then other times he just kills himself. Justin, I'm not money matching your Brawler, and I didn't say it was not that stupid. I know small me Brawler is stupid, but I don't think it's more stupid than Bayonetta. Like, come on now. Like, the only reason that character is banned is because people get to pick a reason and justify it to themselves that it's okay to ban a character. Yeah, anyway, enough about that. Have either of us gotten more experience against Game & Watch? The answer is no from my side.
Kind of, with a question mark. I don't know. I had to play one at the glitch low tiers, like the guy that beat. Like I sent him to losers, and then he beat Gimmer in the Ditto in losers. I don't know.
Okay.
Like I haven't played a competent enough Game & Watch. I still feel like every Game & Watch I've played is not at that level yet.
Okay, so let's not bother talking or changing that then.
Yeah.
Ness, I don't think we need to change at all.
Nope.
Either of us played a Pac-Man yet?
Nope.
Nope.
I mean, I could tell you, like, I like for sure this is a Thrawn matchup.
Oh yeah, like, definitely. That's
like we have Pac-Mans in this region that I play against. It's just like I can't get enough data from playing them.
Yeah.
Palutena, unfortunately, have yet to play Prince Ramen, so.
Yeah, I don't really have anything to add from last time.
Peach still. Pikachu.
I don't have anything additional to add to Pikachu. So unless you have some revelations in the matchup.
Like, I really want to move this matchup up.
to like 45?
Yeah, to 45, or at least like 42.5. But I know that I would eat like so much shit for doing it. So like, I'm just gonna leave it alone.
Okay, fair enough.
Nobody plays Pit or Dark Pit, so.
Yeah, I don't understand why those two characters are still so high on most tier lists. There's no one doing anything with them.
Except Earth. Only player.
It's like everybody looks at it and it's like, well, they're clearly not awful characters, but they're just so honest that why wouldn't you play something dishonest?
Rob?
Nothing.
Did you learn anything about the matchup when you played 8-bit at Genesis?
No, it basically just verified what I already thought, which was if you play aggro once you get Rob off the ground, Rob cries.
Okay.
I don't think it's worth moving the number. If I was going to move it, it's maybe 52.5 Rob in favor. But like I think it's pretty even. It's really hard to get back off the ledge when you get put there, but at the same time, Rob has exactly the same problem. Honestly, maybe even worse than we do.
Yeah.
I will just forever treasure the memories of making Brett crap himself when I was just rushing him down with the bronze sword. Yeah, not really much to say there. Somebody asked for a brief summary of the Ness matchup. Basically, you space, you try not to shoot L Thunders into his reflector, you harass the shit out of him off stage with L-Wind. And then you just throw shit at him. Like, books and swords he can't absorb, just chuck that shit at him.
Yeah, like you actually like kind of like waste Arc Thunders, kind of. Like you just kind of like shoot that shit just like as much as possible, and then you throw the books at him. Like you keep it a mix-up as like, oh, am I gonna throw the book or am I gonna shoot a thunder?
Yeah.
And that's where you get to your percent and you knock him off stage. Because off stage is the easy part.
Yeah. Off stage it's just like, oh, you can't defend yourself, here's Elwyn. You know.
And then once he has to do like that long range PK Thunder cannon,
then you just dare him.
Yep.
Yeah, not really too much to say there. That matchup's pretty even. Let's see.
Rosalina?
I was gonna say, do we want to move that to 4-6?
I can see it. Do you have any input from when you got to play Xaltis at Genesis?
Not worthwhile on the matchup, no. Because my input on that was basically my controller didn't work and then I got tilted.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I got salty as fuck. Yeah. Yeah, I'm okay with just straight up moving that to 4-6 and not really talking about it, just because it's just like she edge guards you really, really, really hard.
Yeah, there's probably things in this matchup that I haven't learned yet, and that like I could probably abuse if I took some time, but I don't know.
I will probably just play Cloud in that matchup and just press the up air button, but or the dash attack button or the down tilt button, you know.
Yeah, they're good buttons.
Yep, Cloud buttons.
Okay.
I think somebody mentioned wanting us to talk about Roy, but I don't think we have anything changed with Roy. Roy is.
I know who wants to talk about it. I don't even know.
Oh, right. Eden said on Twitter
Yeah.
that he wanted to talk about the Roy matchup. Did he body you or something and wants you to change it?
Yeah. So the last 2 tournaments that we played in. We went to game 3. Him using Roy. The first set, like the first tournament we met in, I SD'd at like 10. I don't even remember how. I legitimately think my controller fucked up and I couldn't jump. But I'm like 99% sure I had to jump, and then I was just too low.
Mm-hmm.
At that tournament, I did make like a super hard comeback though, and I like brought him down to like 100%. We were like even almost, and then he just hit me. And then the second tournament, we played off stream, game 1 and 2, and then we got asked to move on the stream for game 3. Both game 1 and 2 were super even, and like I had made a comeback game 2, so I had like a bunch of momentum. And we played game 3 on stream, and I just got utterly demolished. I almost got JV3'd.
Death, please.
Like I was at 1 stock, 100%, and he was at 2 stocks, 0%.
Oh my god, dude.
Like it was pretty disgusting. What had happened is like he upbeat, like he got a stage spike with upbeat like super early. The first stock, and then like he because we're essentially practice partners, he picked up on my mode change. Like I have like a clutch mode that I use.
Yeah.
When like when things are tough.
Yeah.
And he picked up on it. He like found when I turned on to that and read every option that I usually pick. So it was kind of disgusting.
But what I feel like you want to say is that was more a matter of the player than the matchup.
Yeah, probably. But also, he has opened me up to some of the things that Roy can do. Roy's edge guard against Robin's kind of disgusting. Because he forces the tech. He forces you to tech with up B. Or he can decide to like just hit you if you're far away enough, kind of like Marth. Because of his airspeed, if you're playing like a decent Roy player, he's much more scarier than Marth or Lucina. Because he just like, if he decides to go forward, he's going forward. And like one mistake from halfway across the stage and you can get hit for it. Roy's combos aren't bad at all. They're much, much better than Marth's for sure. So he builds damage a lot faster. And then like the kill confirms are not really there, but if he like reads an air dodge, you can die super early for no reason. By no reason, I mean forward smash.
I was gonna say, if you get hit by forward smash, I feel like he deserved it.
But yeah, like a lot of his combos push you off stage, like forward throw nair or forward throw forward air. They all push you off stage, so you're forced to do like off stage game with Roy, which forces a tech. So either you get hit off stage again, or you have to like tech again. And it's like there's a lot of danger in that. There's definitely some edge guarding that can be done on Robin's side that I haven't utilized. Like Nair, I think is amazing in this matchup.
Yes.
I just haven't used it.
I think this is like the poster boy matchup for Nair.
And the jab change doesn't help because when jab used to demolish Roy. I don't know. Like that's pretty much all I got to say about that.
Okay, so are you changing the number on it?
Yeah, I would change it down to 55.
Okay, that's a fair assessment, I think. I don't have high-level Roy experience.
As soon as I get more experience, I could like decide for sure on where it should be, but it's definitely not 60. But I would need some more games because he doesn't play Roy against me in freaking like friendlies. He's only pulled it out against me in tournament.
Scumbag.
So I don't have enough experience to like decide on what exactly is the right, way to deal with the character. But in general, you can just like kind of zone him out. Just like don't throw arc fire for no reason.
Yeah, if you throw Arc Fire for no reason, he's going to jump over and fuck you up. And that is not a thing you want in your life.
Alright, I think that's about it for Roy.
Are you changing the notes?
I should probably do that, but I just said a bunch of stuff and I don't even remember. Let's see. Alright, you want to talk to chat or whatever?
Yeah. Dath is not looking at the chat, but I'm looking at the chat. Yeah. Let's see. Do we have anything interesting in here? Not really so far. How reliable is F-throw to Thoron? You should almost never hit that. It's not really a real thing, because the primary reason you should almost never hit forward throw to Thoron is because why are you forward throwing instead of down throwing or back throwing? That's basically what that comes down to. It might work on some people who aren't paying attention just because they're just like, what, was that forward throw? What, where am I now? But you should basically never hit that. Like, just down throw. Just do it. We already talked about Mario, so you'll have to go back and check it when I export to YouTube. Sorry. The short summary of the Mario is neither of us have played a really good Mario. We're going to try to play Ally at CEO or something. Maybe I'll try to play him at Gommel, actually. Yeah.
And the new tech.
And the new tech. Down throw.
No, down air.
Or, yes, sorry. Yeah, no. I read a question to which the answer was down throw at the same time that I was about to say down air. So yeah, it came out that way. If you can forward throw to put them off stage, but you could also just down throw. Like, then they're above you, and chances are they don't want to try to land into the stage because that's bad.
Alright. I'm pretty much done, I guess.
Okay. Do we want to update Ryu at all? I feel like we might.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I feel like we probably want to move that one to 45.
Yeah, I'm perfectly okay with moving that to 45.
I mean, there's not really a whole lot to say about it, like in terms of changing the strategy or anything. It's just if Ryu gets in, you take 1 billion damage.
Yeah, Ryu combos are kind of dumb.
Yeah.
Like forwarder. I think forwarder. Like landing forwarder, like jump forwarder, double jump forwarder is a true combo. It feels like at least.
And that would do like 30 damage, 33.
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah, that move is dumb.
And it's super safe on shield.
Yep.
Which is scary for Robin. Like when someone can hit your shield as Robin and be safe, that is the scariest thing.
Yep. Ryu
like
back air is terrifying.
That's actually the worst scenario, is when people can hit your shield safely. Or just hit your shield in general and like pretend to be safe.
Yeah.
I'd write some kind of stuff, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, Ryu's just a matter of him converting obscenely hard and it not being nice at all.
And then killing early. Like,
yep.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, because he's just like, oh, you got up tilted at 70? Sorry, you died. Oops. Or when he's got extreme rage, oh, you got up tilted at 55? Sorry, you died. It's like, oh, cool, I sure love taking 18 damage from that True Shoryu and dying off the top at 65 or something like that.
I used to have a lot of success against DJ Jack when I would edge guard him, because he would always recover low.
Mm-hmm.
And then he stopped always recovering low.
Ah. Yeah, you can intercept him, but it's not easy if he's mixing it up properly.
Yeah, if he starts mixing it up with like a high Tatsu, that move is really big for no reason.
Yeah.
So like it catches you off guard super fast. Like you don't have enough space to like adjust fast enough.
Yeah, you kind of have to commit to either covering high or covering low. You can't really switch. He's just like, oh, I double jump Tatsu, I'm up here now. And you're like, aw, Ryu. Bro. I don't know if I would say Ryu suffers a lot in neutral. He doesn't like trying to get in on Robin because getting in on Robin is hard. But once he does, he gets so much reward off of it.
It's not even like that. It's just that he need like based on how the character is built, he needs to get in maybe 3 times to kill you.
Yeah.
Where like other characters have to get in 5 or 6 times, and that's it. Like that's the only difference.
Yeah.
So if you're playing against a smart Ryu player, then they just have to make the right choice 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, Justin summed it up pretty well. He said Ryu has the same problems against Robin as he does against everybody else. He takes 50 and then he bodies you. Also, apparently, whoever E. Edwards 226 is says that that you hurt his feelings. I'm not sure if he meant hurt, but yeah.
Oh, cool. I know what that is, but I don't know why.
Okay. Anyway, you done typing for Ryu stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. Neither of us have played a Samus since then, I suppose, probably?
Nope.
Okay. Sheik.
Sheik. This should be kind of important.
Yes, this one should be kind of important, yeah. So obviously you now have played Dath. Or, no,
I have now played Dath.
Yes, you played yourself! Yes, Void. Void is what I meant to say there. Brain did things. Yeah. So you played Void, you took Void to Game 5 before the Sheik nerfs.
Mm-hmm.
This matchup is pretty good for Robin.
Yeah?
Yeah?
Are you gonna continue or
No?
are you done?
Nope, that was pretty much it.
What Sheiks have you played?
I don't have one worth talking about in my region, really.
Oh, okay.
So I've played Zero, and I know the theory for the matchup, and I watched you play Void.
Yeah. So. I mean, like the theory's there. Okay, so the biggest problem is I don't think Void, or in looking back, Zero, knows how to play the matchup.
Oh
and
yeah,
like,
definitely not.
Like that's super helpful for us.
Yeah.
But so I think he's actually in the chat. Yeah, he's for sure in the chat.
Yeah, Master Raven's here.
Master Raven's here. So he's the one that I developed the Sheik Robin matchup with. Before it used to be I used to think it was like 80-20 or whatever. But anyway, I developed the Sheik Robin matchup with him, and like we actually have practiced a good amount. I still think it's this as 45-55, and I think he still thinks it's 4-6, like Sheik favor 6-4. Just because like Sheik has the frame data and the tools to sit right outside of Robin range, like that like sweet spot range.
Yeah.
And reactively duck, bouncing fish, or throw a needle. Those are like her 3 buttons that she needs. And it's like Robin's goal to beat one of those buttons or beat whatever button she presses. And like I think at the top level, like top, like once we get there, the very epitome of this matchup is Sheik and Robin standing about.
Tell me that was said ironically, Dath.
Sheik and Robin standing at about.
No, you know that's not how you say epitome, right?
Epitome.
Dath, please.
So yeah, Sheik and Robin standing at about the spawn points of Battlefield, like in the middle of the platform, but under it. and standing there and doing nothing until one of them presses a button. And whoever presses a button first will lose. I think that is like the pinnacle of the matchup.
The 20XX, if you will.
Yeah, the 20XX. And like, other than neutral, they both, but like when they're both in advantage state, it's disgusting. Like Robin does disgusting things to Sheik when she's in advantage, and Sheik does disgusting things to Robin when she's in advantage.
Yeah.
It's just like the neutral, I give it to Sheik because of frame data and speed, and her ability to react, while Robin has to predict.
Yeah.
And
basically what I was going to say on things was, before we were being optimistic when we said it was 45-55, now I think we can confidently say it is 40-55, or 45-55.
Yeah.
Is where I would like to put it.
And yeah, just looking back to the chat, Master Raven thinks it's still 6-4.
Yeah.
Yeah, the jab nerf doesn't help. Or the jab part that was nerfed doesn't help. And like getting the fire jab doesn't help because you weren't using fire jab to kill this matchup anymore.
No, I mean, you can still kill her stupidly early with it sometimes, especially since now we live forever because down throw.
Yeah. Yeah, like we both got a nerf to kill power in this matchup. But our early one still works, I guess. I don't know, it's tough. There's still a lot, I think, to discover about this matchup. But a lot has already been done. It's just...
Yeah, I don't think we really need to change the notes on it a lot.
No, nothing really changed. She still had, like, instead of doing like down throw up air, she kind of does like forward tilt up air or forward tilt up B, which works at like weird percents. I don't know. I'm not like a Sheik master or anything, so I don't know all the new kill setups or anything. Or I guess old kill setups that they have to use now.
Yeah. All right. Anything else to say there, really?
No. I mean, like, most of my success against Void was because of Void not knowing how to play the matchup.
Yeah, sounds about right. Okay. So, I suppose I might as well briefly ask. You played Tremendo Dude a shitload, of course. Do you have any thoughts on that matchup? Has that changed at all, or is that just the same?
No, it's pretty much the same.
Okay. Moving on, then.
Sonic.
I, once again, still have no Sonic experience, basically. So if you have something here, that's you.
I don't have anything to change, really.
Okay. Easy. Oh, right. I can add experience and type things about the Toon Link matchup. So, I played this matchup online with Muse from, I believe he's from Oklahoma, along with Johan.
Yeah.
And basically, I started off that session by trying to play what I would consider the optimal matchup, which is you do stuff, you power shield, and then you destroy him. But that's really, really hard to do on Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So I got really frustrated attempting it and lost like the first 6 or 7 games or something like that. And then I put my lame pants on. And this matchup is still basically the theory. Like, you sit back and you camp the crap out of Toon Link.
Yep.
You can get to Thoron and should get to Thoron whenever possible. And you are basically abusing the fact that you anti-air him a lot. Like, if he decides to leave the ground, you swing at him with forward air, etc. Let's see. Trying to think if we... I went over a lot of really specific interactions in the video where I play Muse. So if you search that on YouTube, and by you I mean the collective you that is watching this video, if you search for me versus Muse, then at the end of that video I go over a ton of like specific interactions for the matchup to talk about. So I'm not going to try to pull all of that out of my brain at the moment, because that was like 2 months ago or so that I did that.
Alright, so I'm just going to add a section called Video Guide.
Yeah.
And if there just happens to be a good video guide to this matchup, we'll post it here. Because I might eventually start making some video guides.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
I'll just paste that video there. You said it's on YouTube?
Yep. I can find it afterwards or something.
Okay.
But it's not hard to find. I think potentially if I played a stronger Toon Link player like Hyuga or I don't know. I'm trying to think of if there's another one that's relevant that I'm forgetting about.
Hyuga, Zan. Zan's pretty good.
Yes, Zan. That was the one I was thinking of. I forgot.
We had agreed to play at Genesis, but then we just never saw each other again, unfortunately.
Well, at any rate, if I played one of their caliber, I might feel like moving it to 50-50. But so far, I still think the theory is pretty solid. You just play Doron all day, basically.
Yeah.
So moving on from that,
honestly, Villager is probably 50-50, but I just haven't played a Villager.
Yeah, I could see moving it to 50-50 as well.
But I'm not going to change it because the only one I've played right now is Avarok.
Mm-hmm.
That's what his name is? Avarok? But I don't know.
I mean, if we're not confident enough in changing it right now, then maybe just throw a question mark in next to it.
Okay. How did I do the other one? Okay, I'll just put it like Corrin's.
Yeah, that'll work. Do we want to talk about Wario?
No.
Nothing really to add?
I don't have anything to add.
Okay. Neither of us have played a Wii Fit Trainer still?
Nope.
Yoshi, we've gone over in a great amount of detail already.
I did play the wall though, so I will add that.
Okay.
I still think it's 50-50.
Fair enough. Nothing to change for Zelda?
Nope.
Alright, so we're down to Zero Suit Zoot Suit.
Yeah. Probably the one that changed the most?
I was gonna say, this... no, Mewtwo. Mewtwo changed the most, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
But, yeah. I'll let you take it away on this one.
Essentially, so I talked with Nick Riddle, and essentially all of Zero Suit's bread and butter, like everything she does to get damage in this matchup especially, does less damage. So instead of hitting us like 10 times with up air and we are in kill percent, she has to hit us like 15 times with up air. That means we live longer. And living longer is good. The end. She still has the stupid stuff, which is like down being our recovery.
Yeah, the option select on the recovery, yeah.
And she's like down throw or up, like killing off the top with up B is so much less likely now. I don't think I've gotten I went over and I practiced them for a while, and I think maybe I got killed off the top once or twice. I don't know. It definitely wasn't as much as before. You definitely have to get like caught by like an air dodge into up air or something like that. Usually like it's your mistake. Like you feel like you should get hit by it because you did something stupid.
Yeah.
Whereas before it was just like, oh, I got you.
So what you're saying is that Zero Suit became a slightly more honest character?
Yeah. essentially.
Sounds about right.
I don't know what else. I think that's all their changes really was down throw and up air got changed.
Back throw got a change, but I don't really know what the implications of it were.
Oh, that was to make sure she can't do back throw down B.
Oh, cool.
Which didn't really happen much anyway. Oh, Nair got nerfed, so Nair does less damage, which is also her main bread and butter.
Which also means it has less shield stun.
Yeah. I think it only ends up being like 1 frame difference, but I guess 1 frame is good. I don't know. So yeah, essentially she does less damage, so we have more time to fight her before we die.
So, do you think it changed the matchup number then, is the big question.
For sure. I think this matchup is now 35-65.
Okay, sounds about right.
And I think Nicordo agrees with me.
He should still be in the chat. What are you saying, Justin? 35-65? We'll find out in 40 seconds when he eventually responds.
Alright.
So, I know people are going to absolutely crucify us if we don't discuss it, even though there's not really much to say about it. Yes, we know that Mr. E beat Nairo at Pound. Yes, that was a thing that happened. There is no footage that exists of it, so we don't know if Nairo was just being a buster that day, or if Mr. E has some sweet Japanese tech that revolutionizes the matchup. Either way, because of the fact that we have no footage whatsoever of said incident, we can draw no conclusions from the fact that that occurred, other than that Nairo dropped his spaghetti or Mr. E is a god, one or the other.
I can say... Alright, so apparently Day, the Lucario from Gainesville, said he got the last match on footage.
Okay.
But has not delivered yet. So that still remains unknown. And from what MVD told me, because he was watching it, because he had to play the winner.
Yeah.
MVD told me that like so Nairo's ahead by like 40% or something. Like Nairo's at like 50, and Mr. E was at like 90 or something. And then they did some trades, and Nairo was at like 80 or something weird, and then Mr. E was at like 120. And Nairo chased Mr. E off stage, to which Mr. E just said, fuck it, and threw a Thoron, and the Thoron killed him. So it was like, if that Thoron didn't kill, Mr. E would have lost, kind of thing.
Wow.
He had Thoroned off stage, like, super far.
Oh, wow.
So apparently it was like this super last-ditch attempt to kill him.
So what you're saying is that Mr. E has balls of steel.
Pretty much. I mean, this man cosplays Mel Robin in tournament.
Yep.
So I could agree with it. He does have balls of steel. So
if I was going to cosplay Robin, I would at least cross-dress for the fun of it.
Exactly.
But anyway, yeah, okay. Justin answered us. He said 35-65 sounds good as a prelim number until I play Dath once he's available again.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, sounds about right. So I believe that pretty much covers the update, unless there was any you wanted to double back and talk about.
Let me just scroll through it real quick.
Oh, good job adding the patch version that we're talking about at the top.
Yeah, I decided to add that because I realized that last time.
Yeah, that is super relevant information. We've got a number of Craigasms in the chat, one of them being when your Japanese vine nets you the win against Nairo. Craigasm, Craigasm, Craigasm. And the other one being Raziek as female Robin, Craigasm. Do you see anything else that you wanted to talk about?
Still scrolling through. Oh, I played a Link player glitch called Sova Unknown.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't think I would change the matchup, but he was really good. I guess just shout out to him.
Cool. Shoutouts to you, Sova Unknown. Do we really? Okay, somebody asked, do we really have that much of an advantage over Bowser Jr.? The answer is yes, in theory, because Bowser Jr. players don't exist.
So the advantage is that we exist.
So yeah, I guess like if one of us happens to be at a major and happens to get a chance to play Tweak, then we will like maybe put an actual number in there with more confidence behind it. But
Except Tweak doesn't play the character.
No, not anymore. So we would have to like ask him to money match specifically against his probably a little bit rusty Bowser Jr.
I think the runner-up was like, I don't even remember what the guy's name was. I think he's like in Cali or something. He's Bowser Jr. in Cali. It still sticks with the character.
Also, I just realized we updated our Robin matchup list on 420.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some dank matchup updates going on.
Just looking through still.
Uh,
You know I disagree with the Lucario at 50, but you think it's 50.
Somebody said Arc Thunder might be useless in that matchup because Side B's heavy armor could maybe armor through it. Are you talking about Bowser Jr.? Because Bowser Jr. definitely does not get through Arc Thunder.
Yeah. Arc Thunder beats out like a lot of things that are armor or anything because multi-hit.
Also, Justin asked when you'll be available to get bodied by him for a day.
I'm on break for the next week and a half for school and stuff, so I won't be at any tournaments or practicing or anything. So the earliest would be April 29th.
Alright, anything else?
No, I added Ness would be for Wario experience.
Yeah, because you played him at Genesis.
And
That was a close set.
Yeah, that was the only thing that I added.
Let's see if we have any other questions for us that we can briefly talk about before I cut this off for now. Actually, I guess I can ask you a question. Would you be interested in playing some Robin versus Corrin right now?
Right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we can do that for a bit. I don't
I
want to play for too long, but
I won't be able to stream it because my XSplit subscription is currently dead and OBS doesn't like my LGP, but I will record it and then upload it.
okay.
Okay, we got the question. Have our thoughts changed in regards to Robin's viability? I guess I will start with my answer to this, because my answer obviously should be influenced out there by the fact that I'm not playing Robin in every matchup at this point. And there are a couple things for me to say about that. One is that I've gone through a couple phases as a player where I wanted to push Robin as hard as I felt like I could and see where it took me. And I felt like we definitely took Robin pretty far. However, now that there are also two other characters that I really like playing, in Corrin and Cloud, now existing, who are also sword characters, one of which is also a Fire Emblem character, I can now play characters that aren't Robin and not feel bad about it. I still think Robin is, like, borderline solo viable. However, I think the addition of the DLC characters, most specifically Bayonetta, negatively affected Robin's viability. Because I do not think Robin has a good time against Bayonetta. I think Corrin is difficult, but jury's still out on how that matchup will play out in the long run. Cloud is hard. Diddy didn't get any better. Zero Suit got a little bit better, but it's still bad. Robin has problems with some common top tiers. And although that's not really a new thing, having problems with Bayonetta is not good. I think you can still play Robin. I think Robin can still do well. I expect Dath to continue to do well playing solo Robin because he's not picking up other characters.
We'll get into that.
Huh?
We'll get into that.
Okay. But I personally, at this point, don't intend to solo main Robin at this point, just because I've been seeing more success and having more fun playing 3 characters instead of 1. But Robin is definitely not a low-tier character. Anybody who tells you that is crazy. I would personally place Robin in upper mid or lower high tier, somewhere roughly where I would have before, in the 17 to 22 range, roughly. So with my thoughts on that, I will let Dath take it away on his thoughts.
I still think Robin is solo viable, although she's definitely, like you said, borderline. A secondary or a tertiary would definitely help someone that's looking to play Robin. The meta shift that has been going on since the inclusion of Bayonetta definitely isn't helping Robin, because the top tier, the best character in the game dictates the meta, I feel. And with Sheik had been the best character in the game, it was looking very favorable for Robin, because she did decently well for a not top tier character against a top tier character.
Yeah.
But when we have the shift to Bayonetta being probably the best character in this game, it doesn't look that way anymore.
More specifically, a lot of people feel the top tier characters now are if you were to ask people to name their top 5, it's like Bayo, Rosa, Cloud, Zero Suit, Sheik would be what most people would say, I think.
Yeah.
And we lose to all of those characters.
Right. We lost to the top 5 before anyway.
Yeah, but now that it's leaned more towards the other 4 than it is towards Sheik.
Sheik, right.
It's not as good for us at this point.
Right. That's what was the big problem, is taking Sheik away from the throne, as to say, actually negatively affected Robin. So looking for a secondary or tertiary character that you enjoy playing, as well as covers Robin's bad matchups, are something that I would suggest doing if you're looking to win tournaments.
Yeah.
Then I would suggest that you pick up a secondary or tertiary to cover her bad matchups. Not to say that you can't win tournaments only playing Robin. I mean, that's definitely still possible.
That's definitely still a thing that both of us have done in our regions.
Right. Winning a national, though, I don't think that is currently possible.
Yeah, I don't think winning a national is plausible with solo Robin. Though that's something you can say as a lot of characters. So
that's completely true. So if your goal is to win a national, then you need to pick up a secondary for sure. If your goal is to win your local tournaments, then maybe you do need a secondary, maybe you don't, I am currently, during my break, I'm experiencing with a bunch of different characters, figuring out which ones feel the most comfortable for me, to see if I can find a secondary. It's not a solution that I want to do, but as a competitor in this game, I only feel that soloing Robin will, put me behind. So yeah, I'm currently looking into a secondary, and if it doesn't work out, I'm not going to push it. I still think that I can perform with Robin, and I can still push her. I feel to a different level. She's very, like in depth. She's got a lot of interesting things that she can do, and she's a very complicated character. So there's definitely room for improvement.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that we can optimize, especially in terms of the item game, that will probably never be fully figured out.
Right. Yeah. So like, if I don't find a secondary, I'm not going to push it. I'm going to solo play Robin for the rest of my tournament experience, so a patch or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
obviously,
that's my general.
I already have found 2 secondaries that will work. So
yeah.
I like swords. It's all I can play.
I like as far as oh shoot, I can say something.
Someone in the chat asked, what buffs would you say Robin could use? Honestly, I don't think you can really change Robin in a way that won't fundamentally unbalance the character and also make her, like, a top-tier character.
Yeah.
Because most of the changes I would make are, like, small quality-of-life things, like Nosferatu doesn't put you into helpless, or it's impossible to get only 1 slash on Elwind. Like, stuff like that. I don't think you can do the buffs that are like, oh, Arc Thunder has less, or not Arc Thunder, Arc Fire has less end lag, or Robin...
More run speed.
Yeah, or more run speed, or more grab range, or the dumb ones that everyone always says. Because all of those things would make Robin a stupid character. No, Nick Riddle, I stopped playing Yomi. I don't remember what the Hearthstone format was. I remember talking to you about that, but I forget about what it was, and I've stopped playing it. Yeah, sorry, sidetracked. Yeah, like there's not much you can do to make Robin better without making Robin unbalanced, basically. Like, you might be able to make tilts slightly more rewarding, which would help in certain scenarios.
Yeah.
But, like, otherwise, you can't really just do things.
Like, my desire, which could be completely unfair, would be, like, just frame data. Like, I would just want better frame data.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care about anything else other than frame data. And, yeah, if I had, faster startup, or less ending lag, or better auto-cancel windows,
Yeah.
I would want those.
But at the same time, even certain frame data changes could make Robin completely stupid. Like,
yeah, like, there's certain frame data, like, if she got, less startup on forward air and then auto-canceled 3 frames earlier, this character would be retarded.
Yeah. Or forward air safe on shield now, or something like that. Like,
yeah.
That'd be stupid.
So there's like no right way, I think, to buff Robin.
Yeah, I would not, like, especially because if we're talking about patch history and, like, examining the trends the developers have done, Robin has already gotten her overhaul patch, and has since received a couple small touch-ups, but I do not expect to see anything major at all change Robin from this point forward. If we even get another patch, I don't think we'll get probably anything. Because like, last patch we got Jab was tweaked a tiny bit and Nosferatu got 1 frame less startup. That's it.
Yeah, just kind of quality of life stuff.
Yeah.
I don't see anything major changing, honestly.
Yeah, me either. Also, yes, as people have pointed out in the chat, the absolutely fantastic change that I would love to see that will never happen is Levin Nair. God, that would be the best move. Like, I could just imagine. It would sound like a lightsaber, too. Like, when you swing it around, just like... It'd be the best.
But what I was talking about with patches was pretty much every other character, because the top few characters dictate the meta, and right now the meta is not in a comfortable spot for Robin.
Yeah.
That's what I was mostly talking about with patches. Not directly affecting Robin, but indirectly.
Yeah. If we see some Bayonetta and Rosalina nerfs, then Robin will be in a bit of a better spot, most likely.
Yeah.
But otherwise, we're dealing realistically at the end of the day, we're an upper end mid-tier character that is dealing with disadvantages against most of the characters that are in top 10 to top 15. They're not large disadvantages, with some certain notable exceptions, but basically you're dealing with an uphill battle, but it's not unwinnable, which is not the makings of a top tier character. Because top tier characters are just okay, I just win some matchups. And Robin's not that character. Robin has to work hard in most matchups, except against bad characters. Yeah.
Something that I remembered now is fundamentally, I'm still a new player to the Smash scene, I guess. Compared to most of the pros and other top players, I've only been playing Smash competitively since Smashville, while everybody seems to be a Brawl vet.
I was gonna say I forgot you're new to it because I've been since 09 with Brawl.
Right. So I'm still catching up as a player, and for me to perform this well, with what people think are either low tier or mid tier, is ridiculous, I guess. So I don't think this character can be possibly that bad. Robin's still a really good character.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be placing as well as I am if she wasn't. So the hope's not lost yet. Is what I'm trying to say. I still need to develop myself as a player before I can say that my losses are Robin's fault.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely a good way to put it. Any other questions worth talking about, chat? Do we have anything else? Mark, I'm not sure why you're asking if the Kirby matchup is, or why the Kirby matchup is 45-55, because we definitely have that as 6-4 our favor, I think. Oh no, 55-45, okay. Oh, so you're asking it from your side. I mean, Kirby matchup's pretty simple. You just kind of checkmate and zone, but you can lose if Kirby gets in.
Yeah, Kirby's a timeout matchup.
Yep.
For sure.
Yeah, you just play lame. Yeah, not really a whole lot to say about that one, honestly.
Yeah, not really. We don't have much written. I think we talked about it in depth in one of the videos, but
yeah, more in depth anyway. Anything else, chat? Oh, I do remember somebody asking if I was ever going to do a Corrin matchup chart like this. The answer is probably not, at least not anytime soon, because I don't feel like I have nearly the full understanding of Corrin as I do Robin at this point. And also Dath is probably not playing Corrin, but yeah.
No, I play her for fun. I don't think she's tournament viable.
That's crazy talk. I think the character is definitely better than Robin, but that's my opinion.
If you're in my region, you know the two terms to trigger me are Yoshi is a good character and Corrin is better than Robin.
Not going to do a quick summary of the Yoshi matchup because that was done in detail in one of the previous videos, so you'll want to go track that down.
Yeah, we definitely talked about that a lot because there's a lot written for it.
Yeah. That was either in the first or the second video, I can't remember which, but yeah, that one's definitely been done. Someone asked, any recommendations for a secondary for a Robin main?
Cloud's pretty good, to be honest.
I was going to say, if you like sword characters, Cloud is a very good pick. Because Cloud is a top tier. Cloud has limit. Cloud has up air. Cloud does dumb shit.
He also can't recover, just like Robin.
You're not wrong. Yeah, I play Cloud and Corrin as secondaries, personally. Mainly because I can't play things that aren't swords, but also because both of them are good characters. So yeah, my short answer is pick a top tier. If you also like swords, that simplifies to pick Cloud. Yeah, not really a whole lot else to say there. I guess if you want the easy way out, pick Bayonetta and learn to 0 to death.
Yeah.
And then get like reasonably competent enough at neutral to get the 1 or 2 openings you need to close the stock.
Yeah, I took actually the time to like kind of map this out, looking at our bad matchups. I think Olimar is actually a really good secondary for Robin.
Really?
Yeah, he actually covers a lot of Robin's bad matchups. Zero Suit, Diddy. I mean, that was like a patch or two ago before Bayonetta. And then when Bayonetta came out, yeah, the secondary Bayonetta. But yeah, Cloud is also a very good secondary for Robin and easy to transition to because you're probably going to be comfortable with.
Yeah,
most of the moves and
if
stuff.
you understand how to play Robin properly, you will have no issues whatsoever playing Cloud. Cloud is Babby's first sword character. It's like, oh, you don't know how to properly auto-cancel your stuff? Don't worry, none of it has any landing lag. Oh, you're not the best at spacing? Don't worry, your sword is 30% longer than every other sword in the game.
Not sure exactly how to land? Don't worry, down here.
Yeah. Not sure how to recover properly? Don't worry, charge limit. Not sure how to get your kill confirms? Don't worry, limit side B. Like, Cloud makes things very easy as long as you have a decent understanding of the game. He does kind of plateau in terms of power curve, because like at the high level he does have things that can be exploited and people understand how to actually deal with him, but he has a very low skill floor and will get you very solid results for for the amount of effort required. Like, you spend a week or two playing Cloud, you will achieve a functional understanding of Cloud as long as you understand sword characters. Honestly, a week or two is probably generous. You probably only need like 4 days. But, you know, not too much else to say about that. If for some reason you don't want to play Cloud, and then, like, why are you... Like, what are you doing? If you don't want to play Cloud, why are you playing Robin, is basically what it comes down to.
I honestly, I've tried to play Cloud, and I don't know, he just feels weird.
Have you hit a forward air spike with Cloud?
No.
You need to experience that. I got at least 4 in yesterday's tournament.
Jeez.
Yeah. Forward air is a good move. Like, that shit is safe on shield if you space it properly.
No, he's literally better Yoshi forward air.
Yeah, pretty much. Because it's a sword. And it's... Well, I don't know if I'd say it's completely better, but it's basically just as good.
As an aside, the secondary that I'm currently playing and putting time into is Sonic.
This is all Carl's fault.
It really is.
God damn it, Carl!
Yeah, and currently I'm looking at Toon Link and possibly Mario as secondaries. I haven't put the time into them yet, so I can't say for sure.
Fair enough.
But I've put a decent amount of time into Sonic.
The chat is not happy with your announcement of Sonic. At least 3 people were just like, we got disgusting, Dath, disgusting. Ew, Sonic, Sonic, and then the Dan's Game emote, which is the like angry flow face, I think, or whatever it was. Yeah, they do think you'd make a decent Toon Link, though.
Yeah, I think Toon Link would be an easy transition, so I'm gonna put some time into him.
Yeah, Sonic makes you literally cancer, man. Just saying. Well, not literally, figuratively, but you know, Sonic players are the worst kind of people.
But yeah, I mean, like it's a kind of win-win situation for me because I get to learn more about my doubles partner's character, and also get to play a better character. So
Yeah, that's a good point.
for me, it's a win-win. I can't lose. It's not a waste of time at all.
Well, I mean, you can lose respect in the esteem of your peers, and you can you can find yourself lying in a bathtub at night wondering about your life choices. You know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think we will wrap things up here for the stream for now. Thank you for watching, everybody who stopped in. I will post the link to the updated chart on Twitter just so that I can, just so that anybody who didn't happen to pop into the stream can see it.
Right.
It's, of course, also on the Robin boards in the archive topic. There's a permanent link to it there. But I will post it again just so people can see it. So thank you for listening. This has been Robin Nairlines matchup talk for patch 1.1.5 featuring Raziek and Dath. We will see you in a couple months or when the next patch happens or something for more matchup discussion. So thank you for watching.
Thank you.